Didn't think you'd see me back, huh? Well, hold on. You see this? You see all this? This means I've been busy. Busy living life and watching life, specifically watching the world burn. Because right now, near the vicinity where I am, there is natural protest going on, a huge countrywide protest that's taking place where the prime minister or the president, who however the head of state you say of France, Macron, is looking to increase the pension age. Basically, the age when everybody can get their check, everybody can get their hard earned dollars. But for all the true historians who know, if you know, you know, France isn't having that. And they've never had that ever since the French Revolution, the Napoleon era, maybe the Vichy era. They were a bit of pansies, but other than that, they aren't having that. And as a result, whether you agree with how they're protesting or not, they're taking care of business. However, I am seeing the same passion and ferocity for something else. The same outrage, the same clashing between two forces or three forces, and some people within the same forces, same team supposedly. And what is that over? Over pension reform? Or better yet, over rights control of free speech, like how the protests are in Israel? They're standing up against Yuhu, what's his name? Nah, they're protesting either on behalf of or against Pearly things. Pearly things? A Pearly thing. And, well, if you need my opinion on Pearly things, I mean, she's not the worst. She's not the best. She's just there. I mean, she's just there. It's like, okay, whatever. If you back her, cool. If not, if she rejects you, then whatever. They're better fish in the sea. But you have both sides of the spectrum acting so outraged over Pearly things in her opinion about slavery and laughing with some alt-righter, Fuentes, whatever his name is, about, oh, black people are always like, or the comment about how Africans are harder workers than blacks. And you know what? Regardless of my opinion, what's your opinion about it? Well, you know what? What did I say? What do I always say? I do not get enough views here to give my personal opinions like that. But I'll tell you who doesn't need to give their opinions. Oh, yeah. It's both sides. Yeah, both sides. Like the left and the right side. You got the left side and the right side who don't need to give their opinions out, quite frankly. And with that being said, look, we all know why both sides are giving their opinions out. I'll break it down for you, for all of you who are really interested. Now, you got those who are for Pearly. And to that, there are those who give good arguments. And then those who are doing it for content strategy. I get it. I'm not going to even name the names. You can guess the guess of the people, the who's who of who's standing up for Pearly things, for content strategy, that's whatever. But there are individuals who are not earning a dime, standing up, jumping out the window for Pearly things. They're busting out the window. They're busting out the 32nd floor, pulling out their cape, choking themselves while falling. I mean, don't you need enough air to breathe in order to transform into Super Saiyan level gold mode or blue mode or whatever it is these days? 9,000 mode? But these guys are jumping out the... We get it. And we know why. I'm going to tell you why. These guys, and I'll bet this is the main reason why a lot of these guys jump out the window. Two reasons, actually. And as I said, these two, if you're in this category, you don't need to speak on this. Either these guys have never been with a decent or even average looking WW, or if at all. So they're so enamored when they see someone who is an average looking Becky, who is supposedly defending brothers or defending men, because she doesn't specify by race, to be fair, in which she either goes after women or lets women go after themselves or make fun of themselves or embarrass themselves or bury themselves or cook themselves. Okay, cool, all right, fine. It's entertaining, I get it. We all want the red meat. Here's the red meat, yada, yada, yada. We all want the Jerry Springer on, yada. All right, cool. But you think because they're doing that on your behalf, because they're putting the so-called opposition out to embarrass herself, where does that correlate to you having to jump out the window in her defense? Where does you have to be having to be the flag bearer of the Pearly Defense Force come into play? Which leads me to the second point. A lot, and I hate to say it's a disproportionate amount of women who Pearly Things puts out there, not all, but I wouldn't say majority, I'd say plurality, are sister girls. Which leads me to the second point of saying a lot of you guys are still pissed off at the sister girls. And you think that Pearly, by going after or letting the daggles cook themselves, the strags cook themselves, scraggle daggles, whatever you want to call them, you think that she's doing you a service. Or better yet, you think that she is the next coming of the great lady Kevin Samuels, huh? See, and that was and we're playing Monday Morning Quarterback right now. I get it. Monday Morning Quarterback like a year late. But, and RIP to Kevin Samuels. I've seen videos where he's mentioned me in the videos, and I've always had respect for him, even beforehand. Not just because maybe I'm odd, but hey. But even more now, more than ever, it's like, he knew who the real ones were. But, even with that, I said, and I still stand by this, in saying that a lot of these guys who place Kevin Samuels as Saint Kevin, the Godfather, a lot of them wanted to have Kevin do their dirty work, which is get back at so-called daggles, so-called strags who didn't give them the time of day, who did give them time of day, and sent them through the oven, or sent them through the, I shouldn't say that, sent them through the, put them in the crossfire, there you go, put them through the crossfire. All you remember the song, I'm not singing that song right now. As I said, I get enough views, I'll put some crossfire in here. But all these guys that were put through the crossfire never gotten the chance to even dance with the daggle to put them in the crossfire. They're mad. And they want Pearly Things to do their job for them, which I've addressed that in previous videos. Now, these guys, you don't need to speak on her behalf. And you don't need to speak about this opinion because you're coming from a disingenuous point. However, there are those who are anti-Pearly Things too. And yes, some of them are doing it for content strategy. I'm just seeing like videos coming out every hour in the hour about how something Pearly Things, something, or Pearly Things is accountant freaking got tax returns and they look fraudulent, so watch out for that story coming soon. Or Pearly Things is butler / cab driver comes out talking trash about Pearly Things and how she said this and she banged her ex and all this other kind of stuff. Pearly, she did. Yeah, just exactly. You're gonna have that coming out soon. But a lot of people who are speaking on against Pearly Things don't need to speak either. And I'll tell you who those individuals are. Mainly, the individuals in two categories once again. One, individuals who didn't call out the daggle and strags and scraggle daggles when they said the same thing or worse. I'm not going to even repeat what has been said by certain strags and daggles. You all know who. You all know what they said. And quite frankly, what they said is way more of an existential threat to somebody talking about, slavery wasn't that bad, okay? It wasn't that bad. The black be late, okay? The Africans be hard workers, okay? Okay? Look like Mr. Mackey's granddaughter. That's all you got. You pro-Pearly guys, you caping up for Mr. Mackey's granddaughter, not even granddaughter, grandniece, freaking grandniece. Anyway, yeah. Let me not go there. But You guys who are silent or at best lukewarm about what Daggles has said, that were worse, don't speak. And the second group of anti-Pearly people who are speaking who don't need to speak, you guys are my favorite. You guys are my favorite. Because these are the same guys who hide under the cloak of pro-whackness. Or hide under the cloak of, I love sisters so much. Mainly because they can't get any chick outside the race. Especially, at least in their minds, not Becky's. Oh no, I ain't met no Becky. I don't know no Becky. I don't know no Becky, man. I don't need no. I don't need no blondes. Yeah. You don't need them because you can't get them. And this isn't all towards all the pro-blacks who are standing up for their people. I've seen the O'Shea Live podcast, him, George Macon, LAR, and this isn't towards them. So for all of you who try to want to make a WWF beef because apparently that's what certain sectors are doing these days, and they're making beefs again. Are you guys that much bored of your life? Has the beer flu gotten to you to the extent? I told you guys, we've had 3 years. We're 3 years into this, and you guys are still sitting here, seriously, trying to make WWF beefs anyway. But the rest of you guys who can't get Becky's, you need to shut the hell up about talking about some Pearly. And you know, O'Shea, if you're watching this isn't towards you personally, but I'm counting your boy into this. Your boy who didn't have enough respect to get on your panel, but called you out like you were a hoe, like you were a thought, like you were his Pokemon. Like, yeah, the Whack Authority talking about some, O'Shea, I choose you. No, or like you go. I summon you. Oh, I summon you in the name of all that's pro-whack. And I summon you to the table, boy. With that authoritarianism that Jason Whack wants to throw around, who needs white supremacy, seriously? Anyway, because I bet you, I've seen how he is seen. I've seen Jason Whack in real life. Not real life, but in pictures. And to be honest, I see why he's a pro-whack. Because if you see someone like that, who's supposedly light-skinned, which we won't even go there, light-skinned pro-whacks are the worst, by the way. They are the top 10 worst. But these guys, if you see him, you'll say, oh yeah, I know why he's pro-whack. Because that's the only venue that you can really gain traction in when it comes to getting laid or getting paid. And then that's the other thing you gotta watch out for. These opportunists, opportunists who are on the anti-Pearly side because they want to appeal to the pro-whacks, and those who are on the pro-Pearly side because they want to appeal to conservatives and want to go, Miss Daisy ain't never wrong. Look, I did not come here to watch an episode of Right Miss Daisy, nor did I come here to watch an episode of, I don't know, fill in the blank, whatever pro-whack woke show is popular these days. In any case, both sides, a lot of people on both sides are disingenuous. But that's something that my audience, my dear audience, is already aware of. You guys are aware of this, so I'm just sort of beaten down. Yeah, everyone else out there, always bet on X.